Well, there's a lot of strange things that have happened in the world of football. You talk about Nigeria winning from 3-1 against Brazil at the Olympics. You talk about Nigeria also winning in Saudi 89 from 4 goals down to equalize and win by penalty against another team in the semi-final. Can also talk about the Israel miracle in Istanbul, where Liverpool came back from 3 goals down to win against AC Milan in the Champions League final. But another miracle, another strange thing that I think is happening this season in EPL is Chelsea, always finding joy and excitement playing against top side in England. But once they are playing against lesser side, they always struggle. On that note, you are welcome to the best of the best show in the world, talking about best of the best sports show. You guys are wondering where exactly am I going to? You know me, I always like to go through the Chelsea way. But honestly, Chelsea are one of the pride in town as far as football is concerned. Nobody gave them that chance to stand tall and be counted against the best side in the world of football, Man City. But they went, they saw, just couldn't conquer. But at least they were not embarrassed, just like United were embarrassed at Old Trafford. Well, my name is Farouk Adetola. You're welcome to the best show in the land, the best of the best sports show. And the guys are here in the studio with me, the regular are here. Let me start from my far left because I don't want to give these guys, I don't want to give them joy at all. No joy. Even producer said the time we say, we talk about Chelsea. No, IBK, let me introduce you now. I said, even producer the time we say you should use 35 minutes out of 25 minutes to talk about Chelsea. But it is well deserved. IBK, how you did that? What was the highlight of your weekend?
I'm good. I think this weekend's highlight is the fact that I started with 25 open bets.
How many left?
Now one remain like
and I tell you so we can cash out that one.
And the advice is to cash out that one. But I will say it anyway. That I think it's easier for me to get married to Rihanna than win 60 million on Sporty Bet, and that's to show you how difficult it is to bet. I always tell people that I won't say it's a demonic thing, but it's something that it's more like a mirage. You see that it's closer, but it's farther.
Yeah, the closer you get, the closer the farther.
You see people win 60 million, see people win 20
oh, that's Sakaja, eh?
And you start thinking, when you say I don't even price some things online.
All right, let me move from IBK. We still pricing something in a mirage way. I've got the guy that's so excited. Roy came into the studio this morning with food. I was like, you guys drew. If you had won, I'd be saying Akula. Akula, Roy, go bring come studio. Roy, how you doing?
I did for my brother. Thank you so much. I'm like the new bride. You understand? So,
guy, we don't marry for how many years?
So I was happy, So Chelsea's match yesterday actually was the icing on the cake, and I slept well.
For the first time
in a long while.
Wow.
I slept well. And not just that, knowing fully well that I'm getting 5,000 naira today, to buy myself. It's also a dream come true.
A dream come true. I like that. Well, there's one guy amongst us who don't get problem that is just on his own. Now minds his own business most of the time. That guy is Izu. But the only problem he has in life is Chelsea when they're not playing well.
No, that's because he's enjoying he's following the.
But you can see he's smiling now. It's what you did now. How your weekend? That was Sunday.
I'm okay. I had a very good weekend. Pride of London for a reason.
Yeah.
So it's not.
What you guys drew now? Why are you making it seem as if you want to World Cup?
If you're a Chelsea fan and listening to me, don't make them see. I said it before.
Don't be gaslighted.
From the Tottenham game, they kept saying it was 2 red cards. When Tottenham won against Liverpool with 2 red cards, nobody talked out on them. It was Postecoglou has gotten it right. We're seeing a new Spurs. So why is he very
Highline Sports?
I don't care. If you're a Chelsea fan, be very proud. You're the pride of London. Beat your chest.
Two Kupaboja, we're in this together. All right, guys. Let's get into the show proper. Where do we start from? They say charity begins from home. Let's start from home. And let's talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. The team list is ready. The game is on Thursday. We've got 2 World Cup qualifiers that we're playing against Lesotho and Zimbabwe. And that match is going to be very, very interesting. The team list is right there on the big screen here. We've got goalkeeper Francis Zor, who continues to get the call up, whether he's doing well or not. There's also Olonuleke Ojo. There's Matt Duka Okoye. Defenders are Ola Olua and Inochulu Zawazien. There's Bright Osayi Samuel. There's Bruno Emechi. There's Kenneth Omerua. There's also Oluwasemi Ajayi. I love that name so much. Oluwasemi. That's a very good name. Calvin Bassi and Tamilu Collins complete defenders on the list. Midfielders are very short. We've got Rafael Oyedika, Joe Aribo, who's not playing and gets called up constantly from the manager also Pesero, there's Frank Oyeka, Alex Wobi, and the forward star-studded. Although there are some players that are missing, likes of Victor Osimhen, the guy in AC Milan is also missing. Chukwueze, and another player that can't seem to remember about. But because Kelechi Iheanacho, there's Kelechi Iheanacho, there's Sadiq Omar, there's Moses Simon, Ademola Lookman from Atlanta. That scored over the weekend for Leverkusen. Taiwo also scored for Nottingham Forest over the weekend. Terry Murphy as well as Victor Boniface, the most sensational guy on Twitter, on X, on social media. So guys, let's look at this list. I think it is done and dusted for Ahmed Musa from this position. For about the last 3 release, he has missed those lists. Can we say from the position that Ahmed Musa is a thing of the past for the Super Eagles, IBK?
Well, Ahmed Musa is just about 30, and this is someone who I when you mention his name, you remember, the World Cup. You remember what he has added to the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and I always say he's someone who our best player at the World Cup, the highest goal scorer for Nigeria at the World Cup. So he has achieved a lot, but I think from the angle of the coach, you must respect the fact that there are players who play week in, week out.
Mm-hmm.
There are players who are in form, and I feel that Ahmed Musa is just unlucky to the fact that he's in the forward categories where
and it's not even playing regularly.
Yes, you have everyone who is in form. You mentioned Kelechi Iheanacho doing well for Leicester, Sadiq Umar as well, for Real Sociedad, Moses Simon, Lookman, Terry Murphy, Victor Osimhen. Okay, Victor is injured, Victor Boniface and the rest. So I think for me, maybe the coach is now finally thinking, I think you need to earn your place. You understand? Because in the end, I remember when he was done with the club, he was still being called up, as the senior man of the team
and the captain,
and the captain of the team. So there will be a point that it's becoming embarrassing because you know how Nigerians always demand for things. You see this guy being called up and they don't know the club he plays for, or better still, where he plays, they don't even get to watch him and the rest. So I think Musa will understand. He's someone who understands. I've spoken to him on 1 or 2 occasions. I can tell you that he's someone who is understanding and down to it. So he knows that once he starts picking his form back, he will only get easy call up from national team.
Well, let me come to you straight up, Izu. IBK has mentioned some players getting there based on form. Why some? Because they're not playing. That's why they are conspicuously missing. Let's talk about the issue of Joe Aribo. When he came to England, it was a guy that everybody loved in the Super Eagles. His movement with the ball, I can play from 4, can also play offensively. But so far this season for Southampton, he has been a bench warmer. And I think that if we are saying this for Tai, we should also be able to say this for Kennedy. And that seems not to be the case in the issue of Joe Aribo. Do you think because of the trust the coach have got in him, and because we have little or no players in the midfield, and also Wilfred is also missing because of injury, but is it justified to still have Joe Aribo in that team when he's not playing consistently for his team in England?
I think you said it basically, because at the end of the day, you mentioned the fact that we don't have a lot of midfield options.
We only have 4 options now.
They're just 4 players. So nobody can really. If you don't call him, who do you want to call? That's the question. That's one.
There are players in the home base.
Then regards saying he doesn't play often for his club, he's not going to be the first person. He will not be the last. There are players who, as a coach, you just believe, if I call this person, he'll get the job done for me. Look at that period when Maguire was constantly getting the stick in England. It did not stop Southgate from saying, Southgate was always coming out to defend and say, I will call Maguire, and this is the reason why I would call him. So I think one thing I believe in is, if Pesero wants him, let him have him. At the end of the day, we'll see what they do. But I don't have an issue with him calling up.
So let's talk about the game itself. We are playing against Lesotho and Zimbabwe. The first one is there in Uyo, where we should be trouncing them regardless of who starts or who's not playing. And the second one has to be against Zimbabwe. They are not going to play at home because of issues in the country. Yeah. And that's the home away from home for Zimbabwe. So we should also feel comfortable picking maximum points against this side. I don't think Eagles should get the 6 points against Lesotho as well as Zimbabwe.
Okay, so I don't, as much as I feel comfortable they are going to get the job done, but you don't underrate any team anymore. This is Africa. African football has actually evolved, has improved. Gone are the days when you come out and say, oh no, let's go and it's a done deal. even the smaller teams are pulling up surprises and what have you. But we're looking at the class of players who are parading. I'm very certain we can get the job done against Lesotho and against Zimbabwe. You understand? So is a done deal as far as I'm concerned. We'll get the 6 points done.
Well, remember, guys, we failed to make the last World Cup now some years back, and I think that it's about time we return back to the World Cup because if you're talking about the giant of Africa, Nigeria has to be that giant of Africa. But although we have been sleeping for the last couple of years, hopefully the guys can awaken themselves back and be that what we are being called. So Lesotho and Zimbabwe
are these really top grade friendlies?
Even if this is a World Cup qualifier, not friendly.
Sorry.
Teams, you're talking about the teams.
Is it Zimbabwe or Madagascar?
It is Zimbabwe. I think it's just a small mistake that we have.
Okay.
Yeah, but we'll make up with that. But it's Zimbabwe and Lesotho. So let's talk about the league. And I think IBK will take us through that, talking about the games that we saw in the AMPFL, because our destination has to be the games that happen over the weekend and some other exciting fixtures that we'll be dissecting, and also talking about a certain player that set the Bundesliga ablaze. But here is the league fixtures of games that were played and their results. Doma United continue to power home and defeated Aqua United by goal to nothing. Benassurance against Aqua United.
I think it was postponed.
Yeah, I think it was because of bad weather. That game was going on. And that game ended goalless. I think I can confirm that.
Yeah.
The game ended goalless. Kano Pillars against Eyimba, top of the table. Talking about teams in the past, Kano Pillars 4 times champion. Eyimba, I think 11 or 9 times champion here in Nigeria. 1 goal to nothing. That match ended. And we also have to celebrate a certain player. They call him Pele in Kano Pillars. That man is one of the legends that we should be respecting. Rabiu Ali, 43, still going and playing regularly for Kano Pillars. Katsina United, defeated Rivers United by a goal to nothing. Sunshine Stars of Akure could not hold their own in Akure against the Enugu Rangers. Ended 2-2. Lobby Stars of Akure stopped Sporting Lagos.
I think Lobby Stars are in form.
At top of the table, Kora United won. Shooting Stars won. Niger Tornadoes against Western Insurance, like I said, ended goalless in that match. Remo Stars 4. United, the Remo are blazing out in the Kene anytime. And Place United defeated Abia Warriors by a goal to nothing. IBK over to you. 3 goals to 1. Over to you. Remo Stars blazing. Lobby Stars top of the table. 3FC also showing form of champions.
Well, I think Remo Stars, like I always say, they've been a team that you understand their priority, you understand what they want for the season. When they unveil players, when they bring in, I remember when they lost this guy, what's his name again? This guy that is in Sporting Lagos now. Lokosa, Junior Lokosa. Okay. I met with Junior Lokosa at some point last season, and I was even thinking, maybe this guy would be there next season. I heard he was already at Sporting Lagos. Guess what they did? They brought another experienced player in Sikiru Alimi.
And
this guy understands the league so well. In fact, he's currently the highest scorer
with 7 goals.
With 7 goals already. So when going to Weekend to play Remo Stars, you know what to expect, and the only thing to expect is maybe you
just like anybody going to Etihad to and play against
get a decent loss. I think you will take that, but you know that you getting a draw out of Ikene is very difficult. And this is not about home win syndrome in Nigeria. It's the fact that these guys, they understand the tough, they have wonderful fan base around them, and I expect them to go. Like they said, this year they are looking to win the league. They already said that. The coach as well, Daniel Gumele, they have said that they want to go for the league this time around, not just playing on the continent. Why for Lobby Stars?
Mm-hmm.
I was opportunity to be part of the guys that went to cover the Super 6, and they were terrible in that Super 6. Yeah. If anybody had told me that they would start the season gun blazing, I would say it's a lie, because I think it shows that Nigerian teams are beginning to understand that, okay, when we bring in these players into the team, he can change it. And I didn't expect Sporting Lagos to go all the way to Nasarawa, because they currently play in Nasarawa State, Lafia to be precise. They don't have, I think they are working on their own stadium in Makurdi, so they play in Lafia. While for Kano Pillars, I saw the game online. I can tell you that when we talk about fan base,
it's Kano Pillars.
You get the regular fan base. You go to Sonny Abacha Stadium, and it looks as if it's Super Eagles are explained there. If they don't tell you that this is Kano Pillars, you probably just make a mistake and think, Nigeria Super Eagles of Nigeria are actually playing there. So I think when you look at teams like this, Enugu Rangers as well, going to Akure to get a draw. Don't forget Fidelis Lechukwu is currently the coach of Enugu Rangers. The rebranding of the team, and the guy currently in charge of the team, the general manager, is someone who also went as a FIFA approved license for one or two things. So they have this the rebranding of
Well
the whole
structured.
league. Yes, is getting better. I go on Facebook, I go on Twitter, I see updates on about Enugu Rangers. You know, you see their match day wears, and you want to enjoy the paparazzi.
You see how Remo Stars
Remo
dressed
Stars
over the
as well.
weekend.
Yeah, you get
It looks
you know,
good.
Remo Stars as well. And trust me, it's not only Remo. You look at Shooting Stars. When you see the way they go for matches, imagine Shooting Stars that were terrible last season. They are also going to Kwara, Ilorin, to get a draw against Kwara United.
Yeah.
So I think from Plateau United as well. I remember when Fidelis got to, I think, continental position with Plateau United, and everyone was like, oh, okay, it seems this team is good enough, and the rest. They are also a team that they have the players, they have the setup, they have everything going for them.
Yep.
So I didn't expect them to lag behind against Abia Warriors. So the team that one should be worried about this season, I think Abia Warriors have not been convincing, and Eimba as well. They didn't start the season with everyone because of the continent.
Yeah.
And that was the Super League they call it
Of
in
course.
Africa.
Yeah.
African
But-
Super League.
Yeah, but what they've been playing so far, it has not been impressive at all. For
Well,
me.
thank you so much, IBK, for breaking it down for us, just like the way we want it. Right about now, we understand that the league has signed a contract with a communication company, Start Times to be precise, and 2 games will be showed, from November. Was it November? I think early next year, and
Early
then
next
subsequently, they'll be showing 6, and then they'll be
But
showing
what
8.
happens to NPFL TV subscription?
Yes, that's also going to be running this year as well. But I think that we want support from everywhere so that our league can be on TV. People
Yeah.
can get to know the names of players, just like they can count players from Brighton, they can count players from even Division 2 in England. So that's where we are headed for. And also, no, it's an international break this time around. No club football for the next 2 weeks, and this is a time that guys are always very, very bored. Over the weekend, but a lot of games are scattered across Europe, from the qualifier in Europe to South America, as well as friendlies across the world. But don't forget, the Super Eagles will be playing on Thursday and sometimes next weekend also. Those 2 games are against Lesotho and also Zimbabwe. Hopefully, we can get 6 points and start our campaign for the qualifier for World Cup on a very, very impressive note. Now, let's go to the brother of European football. Guys, where do we start from?
Man U.
I think Man United.
Let's start
I
with
think-
Man U.
What did Man U do?
Let's start it.
What did Man U do?
There's not much to talk about it.
There's
Let's
no
just-
much.
What did
So
Man
that's
U
let's
do?
just-
lost it.
Man U is just being Man U. Who score in first half? Extra time, look at one kind KG dodgy goal, and they take the 3 point. But it has to be said, Man United have been the most informed side in the Premier League over the last 5
In
matches.
form, how?
Yes, they have won 4 of the last 5. That's why they have moved from 11 to 6. But Chelsea have been playing good against the great side in England. They have still stuck in the bottom half of the table. Now, what 1 year? But in truth, you go see,
Yeah.
let's talk about United quickly. No time to analyze. Against Luton, do you think they should have done more?
I think you should have done more. I think Man U had a lot of
Chances, yeah.
There was the one for Rasmus Højlund. There was a Rashford chance.
Best striker in Europe.
There was the it's not the best striker in Europe. I don't
Champions
know.
League now.
Nah,
Highest goal scorer.
that's not in the Premier League. I'm not talking about the Premier League.
He has not scored
But
a
who
goal.
scored for them?
Iceman,
Lindelof.
Lindelof.
The highlight there.
Victor, yeah. Lindelof. Victor Lindelof.
Go on now.
So like I was saying, they had
It's
a lot
not
of-
Chelsea
they had-
now.
they had-
It's
they had
not
a lot-
Chelsea.
No, relax. There were a lot of chances to see the game up.
Yeah.
There was the chance for Rasmus Højlund. There was the chance for Rashford. There was
Yeah.
Garnacho's chance and a couple of others. But I don't understand why Man U is not so potent in front of goal this season. We've come on this podcast, on this show, to say, okay, Ten Hag is doing this, he's not getting this right. But at the end of the day, Ten Hag cannot put the ball in the back of the net for the club. It's the same players who have to go there and do it. So I think I used to say wins like this inspire confidence and can turn things around for a club. If they've won 4 in their last 5, let's hope that things start to tick for Man U after the international break. That's all I can say.
All right, let's go straight to another fixture. Let's talk about Liverpool against Brentford. I think Liverpool, a lot of people are not putting eyes on them, and they are very close to the top of the table. If I just 1 point, if I'm correct, behind Liverpool, behind City, and Salah is back to his element. Got 2 goals over the weekend, and I think he's on 10 goals and 4 assists in the Premier League. If you're talking about an all-round player, Salah has to tick that
Ever
box.
loses element.
No, see, the truth is, you cannot rule out the fact that he has proven it time and time again that he's a very fantastic player. You understand? Unfortunately, he came in the era of Messi and Ronaldo, and the African factor. I feel he's he's a Ballon d'Or contender. You understand? But even at 31, he's 31 this year, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken. He's 31 this year, and he's still banging in goals and still scoring goals. So he's still a very prolific, very fantastic player. You can't rule that out. And he just showed it once again against Brentford. That's the gospel truth.
All right, IBK. Let's quickly dissect the issue of Arsenal as well too. Arsenal can be very, very crazy at times. They led, they were pegged back again, and eventually just switch up the ante, and it was 3-1 against Burnley, keeping the chase after City. And they benefited from Chelsea holding down City, and now the gap is just 1 point between them and Manchester City.
Well, Arsenal, I've always said it. I think as much as we don't want to respect the fact that they are a team to start considering as title contenders, they're already showing it on the field. I predicted that result. If you check my Twitter, I said it was going to be a 3-1 in favor of Arsenal. One thing I knew was that Burnley were
the one where you got right now, you will tell us.
No.
Those I didn't get right. It didn't comment to say it.
But I knew Burnley were going to get the goal, and I think what's the name again? Arteta sticking with Raya is another. It's another reason you should believe a manager when he's in charge, things get better for the team. I always say that the way the Arsenal board have been able to support and go behind Arteta is the reason they are enjoying this much success. Yes, Martinelli still remains Martinelli, always a huge threat in front of goal, always coming at defenders. Saka as well. I think one thing that's been good for Arsenal this time, I think Saka is beginning to pick that form back, since he got injured. And when Saka is in form, when he's doing well, when he's playing well, you know that something good is coming out for Arsenal. So I wasn't surprised by the result. I was only surprised by the fact that I expected more goals from Arsenal. Although I predicted 3-1, but I expected more goals from
Oliver
them.
Twist.
And it's only good that they're already making it easier for owners of Burnley to start telling.
But the truth is, I feel company has not been convincing this season.
At all.
So are you saying Mr.
yeah.
Company should part company? With
No.
Now this is school of thought.
Okay.
Because as much as it's easy to blame managers, I already said it that when Burnley when they gained promotion, there's one thing to go all out to rejuvenate the team, like to help to bring in more experienced players. And I think Burnley did not do that.
They didn't recruit properly.
Because the likes of Brownhill, Rodriguez and the rest, these guys have. I remember Rodriguez was there before they relegated, and he's still back there. You need a potent player. You need names. That's why Luton Town. When I saw Townsend, I saw Ross Barkley. I think they can still grind out something. But with these players that they were fantastic at the Championship, but it's a whole different game in the Premier League.
Absolutely.
You are playing against top professionals. You are playing against highly experienced players. And as much as you want to say, these guys were good at Championship, a lot of them they commit schoolboy errors. When you watch Burnley, you know that these guys are still Championship quality.
Absolutely.
And that's why I feel that it will be unfair for you to say, we are sending company out of the team. Now let's look at it. Can the team actually compete properly against the Premier League side? I think no. For me.
Well, they have. I think they have January to actually find a way to.
Maybe they are looking at January. Let's see.
If they don't recruit by January, they are going back.
I think for the first time in a long while, we're seeing the three teams that were promoted go back. We might likely see that because Everton has straight on the lead. They won over the weekend 3-2 against Crystal Palace. All those big teams are showing that we cannot continue gambling with our life. Everton almost got relegated because I can see that all the big teams like Everton who struggled or flirted, let me use that word, relegation twice last 2 seasons are showing the form that we don't want to toy with our lives once again, because once you get to the Championship, it's very difficult for you to get back almost immediately. The only few teams that have been able to do that, just like Leicester, are trying to get back to the league right about now. Now let's leave all those small teams. Let's talk about the biggest team. Yes, all right, guys. Let's talk about the biggest side in the world of football at the moment.
Yeah.
They gave us a spectacle over the weekend, and we have to talk about that.
Is this really a spectacle?
No,
It was
more than
it
a
was.
spectacle.
We're talking about guys now, guys. Shebe can start making a call
It's a
here.
disservice.
Shey na won't come here.
It's not a spectacle.
Should I tell you why?
Were you not entertained?
That was the question of Roy.
No, were you not entertained?
Roy, should I-
But the truth
Roy,
is, so
Roy,
far, IBK.
No.
To be honest, so far so good. This is the best Premier League game that I have seen this year. Has to be Chelsea.
Farouk.
Against
Now,
Fantastic.
Farouk, this is it. I always bring in school of thought. As much as
Come and teach us.
anyone watching the match will feel, oh, it's entertaining, especially for those who are not Chelsea or Man City fan.
Okay.
Because I know what you would have experienced in terms of poor defending, terrible defending. Normally, a top side shouldn't be conceding 4 goals. These are 2 top sides. These are teams who understands the craft of football, who understands the round leather game. Now you compare coaches, Pochettino, Pep. These are coaches who have got very good antecedent when it comes to coaching top teams.
So you
And
would you have enjoyed a goalless draw to this?
Farouk,
I'm asking you, it's also a draw.
Farouk, now listen, I'd have enjoyed maybe a 2-1, 1-0 score. Because that's a more professional scoreline.
I don't agree.
No.
I don't even agree with you from here to there.
I think both teams were just that good on that night that there was no way we would have
They
been
were good
avoided.
to concede 4 goals.
I think they were just that good on that night.
To concede 4 goals.
Yes, that's my school of thought. I believe they were just that good on that night.
What this game showed tenacity, he showed aggression, he showed
Aggression.
hunger.
A player
That's
was left
That's what I'm saying. He showed hunger.
to head the ball into the net. Terrible defending all through.
IBK.
IBK.
If there is no mistake, in
So
football,
what's this? What's this?
If there is
What's
no mistake
this?
in football,
What's this?
you will not score.
No, you
However,
can't.
lose
As
Don't
much
mind
as-
But the
IBK.
thing is,
IBK.
if you make mistakes,
Now,
how do you
now,
correct it?
now, you are saying
This
are you
was
not
exactly
entertained?
what happened.
As a football journalist, as
Yeah.
someone who holistically analyzes games,
Okay.
who wants to understand why this game ended like this,
Yeah.
I will tell you for a free that this is a totally unprofessional scoreline.
Well, and let me also let you know that this game was played under heavy rain. Will affect the condition of the game. This is a game played by 2 very tactical sides. This is a game played by 2 sides that will not want to sit and defend. If it were to be a Jose Mourinho against any other team now,
a reasonable scoreline.
it's a football score. It is a football score. We have seen 10-10. We have seen 5-5.
Farouk,
Somebody's
answer
good.
Farouk.
It is.
It is.
Yes, to me.
On
It is.
what angle?
Because
On the
these 2
angle
sides
of-
play to the best of their ability.
Exactly.
And they give us a
Best
good
of the
show.
ability and you concede 4 goals.
Of course, when the attack is too much, you
Farouk,
concede
I'm
goals.
sorry. I don't. You know why I don't blame you guys in Premier League, because you guys still don't understand football.
Sorry,
Do you get
a
it?
team in the Premier League in La Liga conceded 5 over the weekend.
Yes.
Farouk. Now, what team considered 5?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Chelsea is the top side. Man City is top side.
So Valencia is on the top side.
We've seen your classicals end 5-0.
Yes.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
You-
Yes.
should I tell
Is that a professional scoreline?
Yes. Should I tell you why?
5-0.
Should I tell you
For your
why?
classical is
Let's
professional.
Should I tell you why? It shows that one team is head and shoulder above the other.
Should it be like
No,
that?
it's not
Classical.
like
And that is wrong.
2 supposedly best teams in the
I'll
league.
pick
1-5.
I'll pick 5 new over a 4-4 scoreline because it shows that
The IBK is whining.
This season.
IBK is
This
whining.
season.
Let's
This season.
get to the match.
This season.
This is
The
who
Milan
calm.
derby. The Milan derby ended 5-1.
Uh,
All of us came and analyzed that game. That's the professional scoreline.
Yes.
No, that's
For the
not
Milan
it.
derby.
See,
But
listen,
Master and Jesse-
let's be
No,
real, let's be frank.
wait. Let's something.
Farouk.
All in favor of Royal scoreline say hey.
No. Farouk, let me be honest.
IBK can be very crazy at times. And this is what. Wait, so I beg.
Wait.
So wait till they sign this one.
That's
IBK, are you sure you're all right?
Farouk, let me serious. I should tell you.
Let's talk about the game itself. Let's talk about the game itself.
I'm coming
No.
down to the game.
Okay, I'm coming out to
I'm
the
coming
game.
out.
Okay, you guys play the draw. So
No,
let's
exactly.
get there.
What I want to bring to my
Just
attention
stress
is
this
the
draw,
fact-
sha.
Listen, the game produced what they call counter-attacking football.
Hmm.
They were both attacking each other.
Of course.
You understand?
End to end.
Nobody relented. Nobody As in
we are defending terrible, yes or no?
The psychological aspect
I don't like why was defending terrible, yes or no? Stop speaking English here. No, stop speaking English here.
5-0
was defending terrible or
5-0
not?
in a Clasico, is it terrible?
Okay, you made reference to a Clasico 5-0. Was it a terrible game when you had the likes of Pepe, Ramos, Marcelo?
Should I tell you something?
Was it?
You can't now. You know why I'm disappointed with the result, because these are two top teams. At least if you want to beat someone, beat them convincing, not showing your defensive inabilities all through the game.
What about the attacking abilities?
That's what I'm saying.
Let's about
Funny
Chelsea.
thing is, wait. No, go Chelsea. Funny thing is, IBK is a Barcelona fan. We've seen Barca in the Champions League concede 4
against Liverpool.
Against PSG.
Okay.
They swallowed 4 one night.
They didn't even joke. They swallowed.
Went back. PSG now swallowed 6.
Should I tell you something? If the El Clasico was 4-4,
how would we say Clasico ended 3-3?
Listen.
You have seen games like that.
And I will tell you that it was not. It was a show of shame.
No.
Now,
it was a show of attacking brilliance.
Now,
I give up.
It was a show of attacking brilliance.
Now, because
guys, let's move on. I give up on
No.
Let's about the game.
We're not going to move on.
On no occasion should Madrid or Barca concede 4 goals, 5
What
goals.
are you saying?
Yes.
So why are you really now put as in the attack?
Defensive disaster class. Yes. Attacking master class.
Exactly.
Yes, 2. The attacks were defended poorly. No, I will agree.
Okay,
But
fine. Does that make
but
sense?
this is absolutely the best game so far. This is anywhere in the world.
It's not.
Yes.
You are the one that gave it best game.
But that is what it is.
Guys,
It is entertaining.
Guys. No.
We had the
If you are in
entire
support of the
we
best
had the
football,
entire footballing world on their toes.
of course,
For 90 minutes.
Who was on their toes?
IBK
I've
now.
told you.
IBK, I saw your
Chelsea
tweet.
are massive
IBK,
fan.
you
Nah,
come
lie.
here and say something different. I saw your tweet.
Oh, yeah.
You were praising Chelsea like wow.
Show me the tweet where I praised Chelsea. Farouk, show me the tweet where I
It's not
praised
even
Chelsea.
tweet. I saw your ex.
Oh, yeah, show me the X. Show me the X. Open X and show me where I
Guys,
praised
let's
Chelsea.
do that. IBK can be very sarcastic at times. Let's talk about the game proper.
All right.
We saw Chelsea players, which were former Man City players, Cole Palmer, Raheem Sterling, who had terrible season, was here, and next tomorrow he's going to be missing. But on a day,
We're not
he
terrible.
led by
It's just
example.
inconsistent.
He showed that he has played at
Farouk, you
highest
can't say
level.
terrible. Change that word, though. Maybe
I
inconsistent.
said it was terrible some games.
No, you said terrible season.
I take offense to that as well.
Because everything about Chelsea.
He's
now.
telling
No,
you
you can't say
flowers.
terrible.
No, he has to.
I said other games.
Terrible is
No,
a slap.
you said terrible season. That was what he said.
No,
So
inconsistent.
you can't say
yes.
terrible.
Even Roy said it should be sold.
Farouk
some
is
weeks back.
more of inconsistent. You can't say terrible.
Because he has been
The person having a
inconsistent, not because he has
terrible,
been terrible.
the person having a terrible season in
Is
Premier League
Rashford
is
and
Rasmus.
Rasmus Højlund, but let's continue.
So you can call that terrible season in the Premier League.
See what these guys are
Not
doing.
not
See what these
Sterling-
guys are. Hey, please,
not
let me-
Sterling-
let me-
No,
let me-
now.
let me kill your mic. I'm the one in charge. I'm going to kill your
Why you
mic.
kill our mic?
I'm going to put
Farouk,
your mic.
That's
on.
abuse of
Farouk,
power.
as much as
That's abuse of power.
As much as you always want to choose what to say here, we have our own stand.
Human
I cannot
rights.
send us.
Fundamental human rights.
Yes, I have my fundamental human rights on this show,
But-
and
but-
I cannot come all the way for you to tell me that a player is terrible.
That is why IBK will come here because of his fundamental human rights. Tell us that this game is a professional one. What do you call it? Disaster.
Defensive disaster.
Defensive disaster. But let's go to game proper. I was talking about Cole Palmer
Yeah.
and Sterling.
Yeah.
I listened to the interview of Pep Guardiola before this match, talking about Cole Palmer, saying that he wanted the guy to stay, but he told him he's done at City. There was an opening for him to be a starter at the position of Riyad Mahrez. At least get closer to the first team. But he said, no, I don't think my career is here. And so far, Chelsea have been singing praises of this young boy.
Oh, he's the
But
poster
for the
boy.
first time, I was able to see why everybody said this guy is the next best thing. Perhaps maybe after sliced bread and butter. But on the day, these two guys stood up and be counted and gave credit to Chelsea.
You see, sometimes there is this school of thought that when a player is sold from a particular team and is coming back to play against that team, you understand, they bring out their
A game, yeah.
You understand? So that was actually, for me, I want to believe in that school of thought because that was actually what played out yesterday.
Yeah.
Sterling has been inconsistent in some of his games. But yesterday, we saw the Sterling of Liverpool. We saw the Sterling of Man City.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? In a Chelsea jersey. He was everywhere. He took workers to the cleaners. You understand? And he created chances. His one-on-one dribble was perfect and all of that. So we saw a different Raheem Sterling yesterday, and same with Obama. At first he started the game poorly, but he came into the game and he was outstanding. And for how old is he again? 19 years? I'll be 20.
20.
He's 20. For a 20-year-old boy to stand up at the 93rd minute, at the 94th minute, if I'm not mistaken, to take a penalty of that magnitude, it shows his mental strength. You understand? It shows how matured he has.
Highly rated.
Highly rated.
Mirror doesn't talk the guy.
So let me come to you now. In my intro, I was talking about Chelsea being a very strange team this season. All the top four sides in England that they have faced so far, bar United, who are going to beat them. I think United will beat them, but we'll get to that later. Against City, against Arsenal, against Spurs, against Liverpool, Chelsea have gotten good game against them. In fact, they have played their best football against this four side. Are Chelsea designed now for the top side? Unfortunately, they're not going to play against the top side in England. Is that why they're also struggling against the small team? Or do you think Chelsea, for the first time, we can say they are back to their best?
I would not sit here and tell you that. Yes, I enjoyed the game against City, but one thing Chelsea has taught me from last season up until now is that you have to be very logical when you're looking at them. And I said that because against teams that come out to attack us, we find joy, counter and all of that, where there's space for our very pacey players to operate.
Absolutely.
You get? Now, and that's why a lot of people frowned at Postecoglou's reaction to 2 red cards playing in Highline, because it's something that Chelsea thrives on. Basically, when you come out and play with us, we would make you suffer for it. And I think that's why we do well against the big teams. The problem with the smaller teams is they know we have the quality to come at them. Yes, we might be experiencing a rebuild. We might have young players who are new to the league, players who are new to the club, players who more or less are still raw. You get? They've not exactly they've not honed their craft yet. There's all of that. But you cannot deny the fact that the talent is there. So most times they are tempted to sit back and play low block against us. And I think that's where we suffer. We've not exactly found a way to crack low blocks. And we're not exactly so potent.
Does anyone really crack low blocks? I don't think so.
City will do. City will do that conveniently. City will do that conveniently. Arsenal does that conveniently.
No, I've seen Southampton against City. I've seen where they play.
It is once in a while.
No, that's once in a while.
I think our issue is we're not as potent in front of goal as those ones are.
Yeah.
City can get they say they get 5 chances in those games.
Do you know?
They might take 3. We might get 5 and blow the entire 5.
Now, let me tell you, is recently City can now say, okay, they have an idea to how they solve the problem of low block. Now, I remember when Pep was at Barca, there was only one way to stop Barca, and that's low block.
But they still
either
win
you
all
low
the
block
time.
or you do man-to-man mark. In fact, I remember then Mourinho usually mix the two.
They
As
still
much
chop
as
four. They will still chop four from Pep.
No, Farouk, no, let me tell you. It works against Barca every time because by the time you play low block, the only idea they have is they want to tap into your box. Mm-hmm. There is no top players to send in cross to Nod or to head the ball. Now it's a different ball game for Man City. Maybe okay, you want to defend, you want to play the ball, you want to mark space. Don't worry, we'll just be sending the ball into the box. We have Haaland to deal with it. It's a different ball game. But I think no team has a final answer to low block. I can tell, especially when you have a team that does the low block properly. So that's
right,
just
let me now come to you on the match. City, because you are the neutral here. These guys forget what they're saying. They are Chelsea.
Why will you forget?
But let's talk about the game proper.
Yeah.
You said you were disappointed about the defensive master disaster class they put up for us.
It was a show of shame.
But at the same time, what exactly?
Why did go?
Pep led from 86th minute, and you felt a Pep side should see how that game. But the substitution he made, and also his naivety, asking his players to defend, because at times you have to just leave your own, your own belief, your own style of play, and just see the game out. Pep failed to do that, and that might be a cause of the season for Pep if he continues doing that.
Farouk, now if it was Crystal Palace, if it was Nottingham Forest, if it was Luton Town that considered 4 goals against City, or against Chelsea, I would say it's a normal day in the office.
You are spinning the narrative now.
No, listen,
You're
I'll
changing
say it's a normal day in the office for them. But for a team that has high class defenders, I mean defenders who collect so much money, who are well experienced, who understands the game, conceding 4 goals. I remember when they interviewed Ruben Dias yesterday. He said they were disappointed because they don't concede 4 goals. That's the truth. They only score people that amount of goals, but they don't concede it.
That's because they played against the big side.
That's what I'm telling you that. No, that's what I'm telling you that. Whether you are playing against a big team or not, if you are a defensive discipline side, you wouldn't concede 4 goals.
You cannot be as this.
Now you mentioned here we go again. Wait. If you ask Real Madrid, if you ask Barca, if you ask Bayern and the rest, when last they conceded 4 goals, I'm sure they'll be telling you maybe some years.
Bayern conceded 4 goals. 6 goals against City in the Champions League. Home and away.
Yeah.
I mean one game. I'm telling you one game.
They considered 4 in a game.
No, that's what I'm telling you that.
Not just last year.
Yes.
Bayern considered it, right? Just last year.
Madrid considered it
at
home.
Right?
That's what I'm telling you.
Just last
4
year.
goals.
Barca
Four
considered
goals is not. See now, 4 goals is not a professional scoreline for a top team.
Why are you ruling out the fact
this is
that
the first time I'm hearing
the,
this? So
the opposition
scoreline.
attack was potent.
Just like 2 weeks ago.
No, it's not about being. That's what I'm telling you that.
How masterful
Should I like Mourinho will say it. Like Mourinho will say it. If we don't let them score us,
don't concede.
There's no way they are winning the game.
Okay, let me tell you.
So and some coaches will tell you that if we score, there's no way we will not win. Now, should I tell you? Listen, hold on, listen. Now, should I tell you? Now, should I tell you something? Should I tell you something? Do you know why they tell you? Do you know why they tell you that? Do you know why they tell you that to score? Do you know why they pay strikers a lot of money?
Okay.
Because the hardest thing to do in football is to put the ball in the back of the net.
Not for Haaland, not for Ronaldo, not for Messi.
Farouk, go and ask anyone. Goal scoring.
It's not the hardest thing. It's the easiest thing to do. It's the easiest thing to do. Farouk, let's leave the issue of 4 goals considered.
If you want to confirm that goal scoring is the hardest thing to do. Put your money on Chelsea to do over 2.5, and you start begging, you start sweating for them to score.
No, hold on. You said the hardest thing to do. Yeah, Osimhen netted over 40 goals in.
If they say it's hard,
guys,
that doesn't mean there are always exceptions.
Let's move on. Let's move on from this.
I'm disappointed at every one of you.
You are. Let's move on. Let's move on, Roy.
You have because a football score line.
But at the end of the day,
that's very disappointing.
At the end of the day, that's one of the best games I've seen so far.
To you,
it's not we. That's why I said
don't generalize.
We here. These guys, if you are
mention
Roy.
names.
My own is
this is the best game I've seen this
season. There are not many teams that can go toe to toe with Man City like that. Now, if you are saying it's normal for Man City,
we go back again here.
Please, let's no. I know why they come since. If you say it's normal for City to put 4, if they are said they are used to
doing that,
putting 4 past people, and they're not used to people putting 4 past them. You get that? I think that speaks volume for Chelsea.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because nobody would have said. People might say, okay,
now, what I was trying to say that it was not about Chelsea's masterclass. It was more of Man City not being good on that day.
All right, guys.
See,
we have other things.
Goals come from mistakes.
Of course.
And the reason why you make mistakes is when you're under pressure. So if we don't know what we're supposed to do,
absolutely,
it will not have caved to pressure.
Let's just collectively just give that credit to Chelsea because nobody saw this coming. Nobody at all. And for me, Chelsea.
Let's give us our flower.
Let's give me a red flower today.
Flower for 4-4.
You see now. I don't think a proper side, a top side, like United.
I'm used to supporting great teams, and if you score 4 past me, you are not getting any flower. I'm blasting you immediately.
All right, guys, let's switch over to La Liga right about now. There were games also played in La Liga. We saw Real Madrid against Valencia. Valencia were pummeled 5-1 against Real Madrid. There was no Jude Bellingham, no problem for them. He was injured and shows that they can also score without this man. Vinicius Junior scored twice, as well as that young man Rodrigo, who also dedicated that goal to his twin at home. And we also saw Barcelona against Alves coming back from a goal down as early as the first
That's
minute,
more by itself.
scoring against scoring 2 goals against Alves. Talking about Roberto Lewandowski, who IBK thinks they should sell because of his old age. And we also saw Vallecano against Girona, and this is where I'm going to. I was speaking to my guys over the weekend in the hood. They were like, Girona, they are just there deceiving themselves. But if you have played 13 games, lost just one, 112, and the one they lost was against Real Madrid.
Yeah.
They have more goal difference than Barcelona on the league table.
They are the new Leicester.
When do we need to start taking them serious?
No, you have to take them serious this season.
No, let him start. No, you can go, don't worry.
So the thing is, you just have to take those guys serious this season. I've sat down and I've watched their game. They are the new Leicester of La Liga. They have everything you need. As in, they are mobile. You just need to watch their game. They don't get tired. They play for 90 minutes. You see the strength. You see the finishing. As in, their strikers are top notch. Like, every department of the team is working. You cannot say, oh no, they're lacking here or they're like, no. You understand? And for you to have, just like you rightly stated, 13 games, lost one to a big team like Real Madrid.
And let me come to you now. I base my own, when I want to judge a team, I look at what they have done all through the season. These guys have won in so many forms. It's various form. They have trailed, won in 9 minutes. They have conceded 2, win by 4. They have also won convincingly by 5 goals for the Bolo teams away. And regardless of where they have been, they have won, convincingly, with also having possession in their favor. I know it's just Girona. It is just Girona. But do you think these guys can crack top 4 in La Liga this season?
I think they continue to go like this. There's no reason why they will not be able to. I remember there was a time on the show where you said they've done more than enough to ensure that they don't get relegated. But I don't think that's the plan for them. They've started well, and you get things like this it's enough fuel to push you to the very end. So that's why you see them go down and have the confidence to come back from 2 goals and win 4-2 again and all of that. There are times where they win convincingly. There are times where they're not exactly having a great day, but they can grind out the results. It's because of the kind of start to the season that they've had. You can say there are teams who have done that. Stuttgart defeated Dortmund over the weekend. You get, they also started the season very well. So football is all about momentum, and if it's in your favor, just use it. So with the way they are going right now, if they continue to toe this line, there's no reason why they should not. The season is still very long. We'll see what happens.
Well, we have played 1/3 of the season in La Liga, and IBK seems to be an expert as far as La Liga is concerned. We have top 4: Madrid, Girona, Barcelona, and Atletico Madrid. I know by Madrid, whether you like it or not, they'll be in the top 4. So also is Barcelona. But Atletico Madrid have shown us a different kind of football this season. If they win their outstanding, they go top of Barcelona.
Yeah.
But Antoine Griezmann continues to be that man that can play with every player up front. They have scored a lot of goals this season and also assists. IBK, your perception for the next 2 minutes about La Liga so far. Do you think Girona is a team to talk about? Do you think it's just a mirage, like you rightly said at first? Or do you think it will still return back to status quo and they will tire out and wonder? Because a lot of things will still happen. Injury, loss of form. Other teams also standing up to avoid being beaten by Girona because they'll still say, now Girona, this is Barcelona, this is Atletico Madrid. So far, what do you make of La Liga?
I think there are times you want to call teams a team, maybe they are pretenders.
Yeah.
Maybe when their win is not convincing. But I can tell you that when Real Vallecano went 1 goal up, I was already saying that, those punters who have been carrying Girona to win, maybe the run has finally come to an end. Then I checked my live score. I saw that they've equalized. That's true. Their highest goal scorer this season at them do big. This is a guy who I think he has made the turnaround for Girona. He has 7 goals already this season. I think there are only 2 guys or 3 ahead of him. That's Griezmann and Bellingham.
Yeah.
You get to when you see a team go down as early as 7th minute and still find a way to win that game, then you start seeing why they are at a certain position on
not just once. They've done it several.
Yeah, they've done it several, and I will say it again. I think what I'm now expecting from Girona, to be honest, is a top 4. I don't expect them to win the league because in the end, the squad depth matters a lot when you are playing marathon. A lot of these guys will tire out.
Yes.
Fatigue will come in, injuries will come in. So
that's also peak form.
So what do they have on the bench? You can't compare it to what Atletico will bring to the table, what Madrid or Barca will bring to the table.
Yeah.
So I'm giving them the benefit of doubt to finish in top 4, but I really don't see them winning the league. That would be maybe me being overexcited. It's not even a top call. It's just overexcitement from me, and I don't want to look that way. So Atletico Madrid, I tweeted something yesterday and I said that Antoine Griezmann made one silly mistake of his career, and that's ever thinking of leaving Atletico Madrid. As much as people want to believe, football is not spiritual, I think there are some things that are more spiritual in football. Atletico Madrid and Griezmann, they are match made in heaven. I always say that there are some players that shouldn't even ever leave a team.
Like Hazard
leaving Chelsea, Messi leaving Barca. That's why I remember when Totti came out to say that there was a time Madrid came for him. Even this Man U legend too, Scholes, he said he would rather spend all his whole life at this club, because you've seen yourself in and out of the club. But the way people now call it, they say comfort zone and the rest. I honestly feel that everyone wants to be where things are easy for him or her. And Griezmann made that mistake of leaving Atletico, and he has shown it once again that is a team that he understands. Is a team that he settles well in it. Scoring 8 goals already this season, making series of assists, coming clutch when they are needed. Just when they played against who did they play against? Villarreal. Villarreal scored. They got the goal first, and Atletico came from behind to win that game. So it shows that. And Griezmann, he had an assist. He also scored the winning goal in that one. So most of the time, when you see players, when you don't want to leave a particular team, just let them be. They know why they are there. They know the reception they get from it. Yeah. Why for Barcelona? A lot of people have been criticizing Lewandowski, and I'm part of them. I'll say it, because as much as you know that this guy is a world-class player, you also expect him to do it every week. Yes, he's old. We've seen Giroud does it for AC Milan every week, so you really don't have any excuse. And that's why I said I think Barca need a potent striker, a young, vibrant striker who, when being called upon, is always available and not injured. Why for Real Madrid? Vinicius, once again, proving why he deserves the number 7 jersey. I always say that people say there are aspirations to jersey. Baba, if you are good, whatever number you want to put on, you perform in it. Give Ronaldo number 10 jersey, give him number 8 jersey, he will still score the same number of goals.
All right, thank you very much, IBK. In Serie A elsewhere, it was Juventus maintaining their top 2 status and defeated Cagliari by 2-1. And Inter Milan also won against Frosinone by 2-0 out there. Well, guys, now let's just talk about Harry Kane for the final part of the program before we call it a day. Harry Kane left England under so much circumstances. He has not won anything. He's going to be a guy that has scored so many goals without having anything to show for it. Now he's playing in the proper side. His side are used to winning. And life in Bundesliga can never be better. Already set a new record in Bundesliga, 17 goals in his first 11 matches. He has beaten the record of Lewandowski and so many. But now, can he do 41? Izu?
He has started well, and I'll say something I said for Girona. If he continues, we've seen Harry Kane play in the Premier League, score a number of goals. There's time where they say Harry Kane doesn't score in the month of August, and that went on for a while. He will start scoring in September, score all your goals in August. He will still challenge for the Golden Boot. There was a season where Harry Kane got injured, I think in November. He didn't play in December. I think he didn't play part of January. He came back towards the end of January and chased Salah, gave Salah, and I've forgotten that person, a run for their money. I think he eventually won the Golden Boot. I think Salah and Aguero eventually won the Golden Boot. So this is somebody who I've seen, he knows how to score goals. Yes. That's not his problem, you get. Now he has gone to the Bundesliga and he's doing that easily. It's Harry Kane. I'm not going to lie to you. Julie Fear.
Also remember the fact that he's playing in a lesser league compared to.
No, I think that's wrong.
I don't think I agree. I don't think I agree.
Although it's now the record.
I don't think I agree with that because Haaland
did not even have close to the record he had at Bundesliga to what he's experiencing.
And the difference in the both of them is, yes, Bayern is more or less like an Iroko tree in Bundesliga, while Man City holds that same position in Premiership.
We have
Let's
Aguero,
go somewhere.
one of the deadliest striker of his generation.
Okay.
Never had that numbers.
In what?
Playing for Man City.
That is absolutely not correct. What I'm saying.
Are you kidding me?
Aguero is the highest goal scorer in Man City.
You don't get what I'm saying.
Okay.
He doesn't have Haaland-like numbers.
Okay.
Haaland has 49 goals
scored
in 47
Haaland
Premier
scored
League
36
games.
goals in a season.
All right.
In the Premier League, no one has ever done that.
Okay.
So why are you saying one league is a lower league? Let's respect Bundesliga.
We respect, but the truth is, you cannot compare.
I've always said anybody will
Bundesliga.
say with all due respect now, and that's
Now disrespect
won't
won't follow.
disrespect the person. Yeah.
But I'm not going to like give him his flowers. I don't care. I don't care.
No, here's the question.
I don't care.
Excuse me, guys. IBK, you have Harry Kane, you have Erling Haaland to choose from your coach. Who are you going after? It's a very tricky question. I have my reasons.
It's not tricky.
It is.
It's not.
It depends on what you want.
It's tricky.
It
It's tricky,
is.
but I think it's younger versions.
I don't know any version.
Any version.
No,
version.
because no, it will be unfair on Harry Kane.
Harry Kane now. He's still balling. Harry Kane now. Who will you choose?
Farouk. Now it's only sensible of me to pick Haaland because of his age.
Let's talk about just this season. I'm not talking about for tomorrow, next tomorrow. We're talking about what these guys are doing now.
I think now.
Now, when you're talking about goal scoring intelligence,
Yeah.
guy, I don't think Haaland come close to Harry Kane.
So who
I
are you
always
choosing?
say I'll pick Haaland because Haaland is. I think the difference between Haaland and Kane is that Haaland's positioning is exceptional, while Harry Kane's own is from build up.
No.
Harry Kane has intentions to score.
Mm.
Haaland will probably be there.
See, IBK,
And Harry Kane, why I'll pick Haaland again is that Harry Kane tracks back a lot.
Okay.
That I think he experienced. That's why his numbers dropped
Okay.
when he was at Tottenham.
Okay.
Because-
Question. IBK, now remove Haaland from Man City and put Harry Kane in Man City. What do you think will happen?
Explosion.
Now let me tell you something.
Yes.
He might not get as much.
That is absolutely not correct.
Do you know why?
Why?
Do you know why?
I think he will.
He will not. Do you
I
know
think
why?
he will.
No,
I agree.
Do you know
with
why?
him, he will not.
Harry
Why?
Kane involves himself in plays too much. I
It's
paid
because you have to
FPL.
do it.
I paid FPL and I can tell you that.
See, let me tell you something.
Even in England,
That Man City side
Even-
is tailored to feed Harry Kane to get those goals.
Exactly.
Harry Kane can easily feed those wingers to get the goals. He may not just get those goals
The
himself.
same thing we said when we went to Bayern that
Yeah,
he
Harry
also
Kane
tracked back.
will give you
But he has
goals and
done
assists.
what the likes of
See, that's
Haaland,
what I'm
Lewandowski
saying.
could not do in the Bundesliga.
But we are talking
I'm
about.
saying it.
I'm looking for a poacher that.
Why are you gonna-
you dey sleep with
IBK,
your coach?
who are you choosing? Haaland. Who are you choosing?
I beg now, Haaland. I beg. No disrespect to Harry Kane.
I'm not going to lie. I think I'll pick Harry Kane.
I'll pick Harry Kane.
Personally.
I think for the life of me,
I'll pick
today,
Harry
tomorrow, next tomorrow, and twice on public holiday, I will go with a player that can offer me a lot of varieties.
It's
Harry Kane.
It
is Harry Kane.
Exactly.
If Harry Kane had signed for City 2 years back,
Harry Kane would
I'm
have-
telling you,
would
to have
left
been the end of everything
in fact, he would have
in
left
war,
India
in the world. But on that
with
note,
goals.
on that Harry Kane note, let's just talk about that Ghanaian player who died over the weekend playing for his club in Albania. It was a very, very sad situation for the world of football. His name is Rafael Dwamena. This guy has had series of issues with his heart. And because he said to a journalist that that's his only source of livelihood for himself, his family, and also his own family, he kept on playing. And unfortunately, he lost his life while battling, while playing football, the game he loved so much. And I said to IBK this morning, when we were coming to the studio, should that have been allowed? Would that have happened in England or elsewhere? Because it happened in Albania.
Farouk, why is Daley Blind still playing? Why is Ericsson still playing?
Because
They were also told to stop playing.
No.
No.
They were
These
advised to
guys
stop.
was stopped from playing in so many leagues.
Sergio Aguero,
What-
hold on. Sergio Aguero was asked to stop playing.
And he did.
Stopped.
He did.
But if you want,
Ericsson has a tube in his heart.
And that's
And he
helping.
was told that he can play.
he was advised at first.
No. He was told
This is
after the operation.
this is like apple and oranges. Let's be sincere.
These are
These guys
different
was
scenarios.
asked to stop playing severally,
Exactly.
but because it is
In Aguero's case,
Farouk,
in
Farouk,
Aguero's
now
case,
this is it.
he
Farouk,
has an option. He
Farouk,
went for his surgery.
hold on,
But
hold
he
on.
was told that even
Hold on
with your
first.
surgery, you
Cannot
cannot
play.
Hold on first, Farouk. Now this is it. When a footballer comes out of Africa, what you expect from them is they are uneducated. They probably been doing that their whole life.
All right.
Now let's look at this guy's angle. Let's not even compare it to maybe if Aguero stopped playing, or maybe if Eriksen stopped playing. Eriksen will probably get one position in one of the clubs. Maybe his boyhood club.
But should that
Maybe
be the reason
No,
why his
hold
life
on
should be
first,
sacrificed?
hold
I
on.
know where you're going,
Yeah,
IBK.
Farouk, no, I'm not. Hold
It
on
is.
first.
So you're just
So
being emotionally-
what is he going to do?
Is that superior to his life?
Once he stops
Is
for
it
the-
only
Okay,
football?
hold
Is
on.
it only
Now
football
that
that
he
can?
has-
No, now. You know now there are other things he can do with his life.
Chill, Farouk.
He can become a coach.
Life has no duplicate. Now that he's late, what can his family do?
But he will tell you
So
that
he sacrificed his life to feed his family.
I
Now,
think-
Well,
I think the point-
this,
the point-
this is a different school of thought.
I think
It's
the
not
point
one way.
for me,
It's
I
not
think
one way
it
in
is-
the end. It's
no,
not
no,
one way.
Adike, you're
Even
just-
in his
Do you
country,
know, okay, do you know that some people that success is relative? Do you know? Some people that they didn't
No.
even, some people that they don't want to live more than 30 years, as if they are, some people that they've attained a certain level of success, and if they die tomorrow,
So
they
are
die
you
Nah,
saying?
let me tell you. No, hold on. Let me tell you. This Paul Walker guy that died in an accident.
Yeah.
I read one of his quotes one time, and he said if he dies in an accident, you die happy.
Like, that's just an interview. I'm telling you, nobody wants to die.
Farouk,
Nobody wants to die in an accident.
Farouk,
Nobody, I can tell you.
Farouk,
No, you know the pain you are going through. Nobody,
Farouk,
you cannot even go there.
Farouk.
That one is just jam talking.
Farouk,
I can tell you that is
Farouk.
jam
What
talking.
is the essence?
Farouk.
Hold on. What is the
Farouk, there are
essence?
some people that
What is the
What's
essence?
that?
there are some people that see,
Oh,
let me
why
tell you,
did you-
life. See, some people don't see life the way you see. That's how I would say success is relative.
There is no
Because in the end,
Adike, there
okay.
is no justification whatsoever for you to put your life on the line because you want to feed your family. You are playing dice. No.
I
You
think-
are playing dice at the expense of your own life. You've been advised by doctors severally not to play,
Well,
and you are pushing it against.
well,
I mean,
guys,
come
guys,
on,
on that very
I
on
know,
that
I know,
very sad
I-
note,
I
on
know.
that very sad note, let's call it a day. But we won't be calling it a day without getting your final word. And let me start from
Farouk,
from
before
Izu.
we call it a day, do the transfer.
Oh,
Please transfer.
that's
I
true.
know you're my
like
G.
that.
I know you're
That's
my
the
G.
truth.
Don't
Well,
call it a day like
Well,
that. Do transfer.
yeah. This is national TV, and you guys can see me. Me and this young man here.
Young man.
He has missed my name.
Me and this young man here called Roy had a small bet that United would win against Copenhagen. United were leading 2-0. Unfortunately, they succumbed after a red card to Marcus Rashford.
They
and
want
lost.
to
explain.
That
Explain
story.
what you want.
Okay,
Do
I go explain.
transfer.
So, Baba,
that you played woefully.
I'm ready.
and I
Do
won.
transfer.
Please
Do
I beg,
transfer.
which bank account do they use? Maybe just call it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, he no go pay you.
Please, I want to let that guy.
All right, call the number.
Nice.
Nice,
I
right?
go call my number for the shot.
Just call the call accordingly.
No, you know what? You have his number.
Yeah.
The way I
No, let me do it here now. Let me do it here now.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
send it to his
Oh,
WhatsApp.
call it
Let
to
me
send
send
to
it to my
our. Okay,
WhatsApp.
I'll get it out.
Send to
So
his WhatsApp.
but why you don't make the call? Because we find where.
Make you don't come. Make you don't come.
Wait,
I'm the
wait.
dealer for the 5.
Quickly send to his WhatsApp.
Okay, said it. While we round up. So Izu, your father word of the program. While okay, okay,
WhatsApp.
okay.
Nothing like why we round up. Let's we are not round up anything here.
Okay. I just got the number now.
I became not
So,
wait
You
for
don't round up
this.
anything
all right,
here.
all right.
You go to transfer.
Roy, your name.
Just
Okay, 5K, Abi.
Yeah.
If you go do mistake, send 5 million.
I'm a guy now. Okay, I beg you, don't put me for that place. I don't get 5 million for account. So. All right, Roy. Okay, I've done it. Don't see her.
No worry. Open it the waste
I said the
time.
waste time. So
Are you sure? Let me see.
Did I see your old? Hey.
Let me see. No. Me, I should that you don't see.
No, seriously, don't enter.
Open now. Open.
Let me see.
Open
Just
where.
let me
You
see.
go see my balance.
No, be your balance. You go just open where
That's
where
what I want to show you.
open now.
Hold on, let me bring it out.
If you
Boy, I
get
don't
one
define your balance. You not senior man. I don't say you get 100 million for
You
account.
don't see her. Confirm.
Okay. Good.
All right, is your final word?
Abi-
on that transferring note.
Abi is a one bet.
We'll come back here. Oh.
I don't go
It
kill
will
me.
go round though.
I don't go kill me.
What goes around
Shebi
comes
now
around.
bet they go chop him money. It's international break again. No club
Very
football.
boring.
But like I always say, Super Eagles. I hope they show me more than they did the last time out.
Yeah.
I've always complained about our conversion rate and the fact that we concede ridiculous goals. I'm not going to lie. And then there's the way Uzo handled, but all that is history now. I just want to see how they do in the first game, and then hopefully it gets better in the second before club football comes back.
IBK.
Well, I think let me just continue with where it stopped. Hussein Uzo, as much as I want to respect Olorunleke Ojo, that's the Imbas goalkeeper who was invited as well. I think Maduka Okoye, I've seen some of his clips at Udinese, and I can tell you that maybe it's time to take him back to being the number one keeper for Super Eagles. I hope Jose Peseiro will test the other two goalkeepers this particular international break.
I doubt it.
And also Victor Osimhen, I don't know what's wrong with Victor. Maybe I don't know the injury that he's
He should be back. He should be back after the.
Hopefully he gets back strong. And Farouk, there are a few people who would promise and not fail. Farouk, you've promised and you did not fail.
All right.
Roy too promised one time. And
On that Latin note that I have just received, Roy.
First, I'm going home a happy man. You know, being 5,000 naira
Richard, yeah, it's not easy.
So
it's not easy.
And for me, I'll have to base my final note on Chelsea. I beg Chelsea. Yeah, you guys should just maintain this table. This kind of joy I had last weekend, I want every Chelsea fan to have this consistent joy. Let's bring this kind of A game to our game going forward.
See, as soon as they watch this guy, say this guy's. Are you
Considered 4 goals. You are calling it a game.
The reason I don't like international break, it has a way of either distorting or improving your game. So I fear what becomes of.
But if your teams are all these things, I don't believe that. If your teams are this,
all right, guys, thank you very much on that reflective mood about Chelsea fan. Hopefully, Chelsea will come back to do Chelsea again. It's been a very, very interesting program here talking about the best of the best show anywhere on planet Earth. My name is Farouk Adetola. Big thanks to the guy as well as the guy, handling the cameras. These guys do a fantastic job for you guys to see us week in, week out. Without them, honestly, we will not be here doing what we love to do the most. On that note, I say arrivederci and see you again some other time.
Cha cha. Bye bye.